lately, because of some other videos I've come across, or possibly as I've been upgrading things, I have given a lot more thought to my everyday carry setup. And previously, my everyday carry setup consisted of really nothing more than a Benchmade Osborne 900 series. I don't even remember the model number. This was a gift from my father. I got this knife from him as a gift before I really knew much about knives. These days I really don't like serrated edges. But this has been a good knife. It's able to take and hold a pretty good working edge, but I'm not going to review this knife. I started carrying a knife about 4 years ago, and here lately I had really started giving a lot of thought to really taking a look at my everyday carry situation. So these days I carry a pocket flashlight, Fenix E11, that I picked up at REI mainly because of it was an impulse purchase. I just saw it. It's a nice small pocket light. It has two settings that you can adjust the brightness by changing the bezel. I kind of wish it had a clip, only because it is completely round. It does roll. It's got a lanyard. It's push button, and it will do momentary or clicky. But it's always good to have a pocket light. Another thing, the lens on this gets scratched up pretty easily. Probably can't really see that, but let's see. Yeah, it's not really going to change focus. So I started carrying that, and then these days for my knife, I carry a Benchmade Mini Griptillian. And for a while I was carrying a Spyderco Delica 4, which I think is a great knife. Just between the two of them, I like the way this fits in the hand. I wish this had the ramp and the jimping that the Delica had. And then my Delica is, let me see if I can find that. My Delica is the full flat grind version. Obviously the blade is a little bit larger, but I really like the profile of the Mini Griptillian a lot more than I like the Delica. So you'll see I have a little finger lanyard made out of what they call Type 1 paracord. So that's my EDC as far as on my person goes. Now, you see that I have this nice pouch here, and that's really what I want to talk about, because you know, my EDC on my person, beyond my phone and my security badge and everything, I mean, this is a pretty nice little kit. Fairly utilitarian, pretty lightweight for all I care about, and it doesn't look weird in dress pants. Whether I wear this clipped or just in the pocket, it's comfortable. But it occurred to me that there are more things that a person could need with them on an everyday basis. And I gave a lot of thought to putting a kit together, because I have another friend who has started carrying a lot of what I'm about to show you in a pair of 511 covert cargo pants. So he actually carries a lot of this stuff on his person throughout his workday. And that's not something I'm really able to do at my job. So my compromise was to carry a kit that I built, which fits very well in my computer bag for work, and it, you know, nobody ever really sees it unless I pull it out. Now, starting off, the main reason I'm doing this video today is I'm getting ready to replace this bag. This is a Maxpedition FR1, which used to be used as a medical kit, which I think is what it's designed for and it's great for. But this bag is a little bit heavier than what I need. There's actually another really good video on YouTube where somebody switches from this to a Maxpedition EDC Fatty, which is what I'm going to do. Of course, I'm not sure if everything will fit yet, but I just think the EDC bag will be set up a little bit better, but all the contents will remain the same. So, if we start, in here is a lot of stuff that has been inspired by mainly Adam from Equip to Endure and Nut and Fancy. Nut and Fancy talks about the concept of what you need in a rule of law situation where, you know, I'm not trying to survive with this. This is just handy stuff to have throughout my day. Adam also has a, he calls it his EDC toolkit, and that's kind of what I pattern this on. So again, as you see, the FR1 does lie flat. You'll notice a prevalence of orange throughout, and because this isn't supposed to be some covert tactical kit, I wanted things to have lots of high visibility. So the design behind this bag is to provide me enough capability in a package that's small enough for me to carry with me throughout my day. At work, if we go somewhere after work in the car, I grab it. It sits in the side pocket in the doors of both vehicles. Not a problem. A little bit of flexibility in case there's some things I want to switch in and out. Right now, and this probably won't work when I switch bags, but right now it's very easy for me to stick an M&P Shield 9mm in here with an extra reload if I want to, you know, carry a firearm with me. For portable purposes, not necessarily on me. So these are all things that come in handy throughout a day. And again, it's inspired a lot by other folks on YouTube, so let's, you know, go through the kit real quick. Starting off, of course, as most of you realize, I am a ham, and so we start off with a little portable transceiver. This is the Yaesu VX3R. This radio is a 2-meter 440 radio that runs on a little teeny tiny lithium battery that is actually a Fuji camcorder battery. You can actually get these pretty cheap on Amazon for like $6-7 instead of paying Yaesu $35 for them. But this radio is effectively a DC to daylight receiver. It gets weather, it gets AM/FM broadcast, it gets you know, 2 meters, 1.25 meters, 440, and 900. Now granted, it doesn't do everything well. At the end of the day, the thing this does well is it is small. And I'm not going to do a review on this radio because I think there are several videos out there. But overall, this radio does, you know, this has come in handy. When we had the earthquake here a couple years ago and every cell phone was out, the repeaters all still worked. And I wish I'd had this on my person. As you see, I've got a little tiny antenna where I've put a SMA to BNC adapter to make it easy to get on and off. And we turn it on. But one of the problems with this radio is it is a battery operated radio and it uses a proprietary lithium battery. So to solve that, Yaesu manufactures a different back kit for it that'll hold 3 AA batteries. So we have that as well, because knowing what's going on in communication is always valuable. There is a zippered pouch back here. I don't have anything in it, so that's it for that side of the bag. Moving over here, the first thing I'll point out is I have a pack of batteries. These are the Eneloop XX batteries, which are rated at about, I want to say, 2200 or 2400 milliamp hours. Normally I use the Maha PowerWorks, they call them, oh, the name is escaping me. Well, I have one right over here. A Medion. Their Medion batteries are competitors to the Sanyo Eneloops, and the reason I don't have them is that they are like 1/10 of a millimeter larger than most other AA's, and what I have found, Yaesu's cases for the radios, be it this, the FT60, any of their packs that take AA's, are very, the tolerance is very tight for the size of a AA. So Medions will not fit in these Yaesu accessories. So fortunately these are a little tight, but they do fit. And then I've got this little lightweight battery carrier I like because it's not a case. You can slip things in and out very easily. Next in here, I do carry around a fire steel. This is a Swedish fire steel. This was probably a gift at some point. I just always keep one of these in pretty much every bag. I know it's not exactly something I'm going to need at work, but there it is. Not much to say about that. This is the Comm 3-inch titanium widgy. This was also a giveaway from somebody. I haven't actually come to a use with this yet, but somebody did point out to me that it might be a good scoring tool as well as a prying tool. So you never know if that'll come in handy. So we've got that. Also from County Comm, I have their large P lighter, not the split P. And this thing is fueled up. I'm going to take the cap off. Now, one thing I do wish... Well, let me say this first. So, I like the concept. It's basically a striker and then fuel-based lighter that similar to a Zippo. You know, it keeps its fuel. And if you'll notice on the side, that black ring is an O-ring, so you don't lose fuel, and more importantly, it doesn't burn you in your pocket or seep out. But I really wish they made this in a larger version. This is the stainless steel model, so it is actually quite hefty. They make a titanium one, but it costs 3 times as much. But yeah, I do wish they made this a little bit larger, because it is relatively small. They make one even smaller, if you can believe it. Continuing through, I have here a Leatherman Juice S2, and this is just a great everyday general purpose multi-tool. I'm not going to go over Leatherman. The reason I like this is at the end of the day, sure, I wish I had an all or some of the tools that come on the other Juice, but I just really can't abide having a Juice with a corkscrew on it, and it seems like all of the other ones have it. So this is a good compromise. It's got a knife blade, pliers, and then 3 screwdrivers and a can opener. Can/bottle opener. It's to me one of the excuse me, best overall compromises on tools there are, and it's got scissors, and the scissors are fairly good. Next in here we have a Benchmade Griptillian 551 full size with an orange handle. This is not the I think they call it the 551 H2O. This is not the super stainless saltwater proof version. This is just a Griptillian with orange handles that I happen to come across at Edgeworks up in Frederick, Maryland, which, by the way, shout out to them. It's a great store for EDC bags, EDC equipment. Obviously they have a huge selection of knives, and they've been great about getting stuff, and they have a great selection in stock. Highly recommend checking them out. If I remember, I'll put a link in. But I have this in here because it's a nice full-size handle. Again, I wish the ramp up here were just a little bit higher the way that it is on the Spyderco Endura. Is that right? I'm still the Endura 4. I'm still new to Spyderco knives. Love the blade. Love that it's full flat ground. Nice, good size working edge. You'll see the blade is a little bit longer. But again, the handle is just, it's thin. Love this, and I do think the FRN design actually does a really good job of providing a grip. But at the end of the day, I just prefer having the heavier grip. And in fact, if I compare these side by side, you know, you get the sense that the you know, the Benchmade is larger. Another thing, I'm also a big fan of the Benchmade Axis lock, which I'm in the process of picking a Manix 2 to get from Spyderco to see how I like that. Unfortunately, I missed all the ones in orange G10 handles, but oh well, that's fine. So there's the utility knife in there. Next, we've got a Fenix LD12 single LED flashlight. This is a great general purpose flashlight, waterproof, impact resistant, etc. These new generation of Fenix lights have a little button here on the side to change modes. So they come with a low, a medium low, a medium, and a high, or I don't know, they may call that turbo. But then also, if I press and hold, I'll get a strobe, and if I press and hold again, I'll get a generic SOS/beacon mode, and push it and it goes back. But one thing you'll notice, or at least I hope, you know, by the size, this is the single AA version of it. The radio that I pointed out before takes 3 AA's, this takes 1, and what do you know, I carry 4 extra in the bag. So yeah, this light is great. Now, at this point, what I have in here, and this was just laziness mainly. This is a Rite in the Rain cover. It came with the notebook, so I've got a Rite in the Rain notebook and a Rite in the Rain pen. This uses the Fisher Space Pen refills, which means it can write upside down, etc. I don't need this cover. Like I said, it just came with it, and I was lazy when I stuck it in there. It just takes up space. It will not. I will not use that cover when I move into the new bag. At this point, there is one more thing in here, but for this bag, there is actually plenty of room to get an unholstered M&P shield back here. Now, the last thing I have is an Ed Fong Rollup JPole. This is a dual band 2m 440 Rollup JPole made from some very thin twin lead that just in the event that I need better antenna performance, I have an extra antenna with me. This may not be practical, but it fits, and since I'm not really worried about weight on this too much, since I don't carry it in my pocket at every single minute, I don't really think too much of it. Now, that is everything beyond the bag. So, kind of to recap, I've got radio, fire starter, battery backup, widgy, flashlight, antenna, backup batteries, leather multi-tool, work knife, fueled fire starter, and a notebook. This stuff, again, these are always in my pocket, and these I just showed for other comparison. So that's it for my ED system as it is today, September of 2013. Of course, as I move into the other pouch, there I'm sure will be lots of feedback that I'll gather and may consider changing some of these things out. But for right now, I think this is a fairly good amount of stuff to have with me just to tackle things that come up. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. This is KF7IJZ.